Well, guys, it is October 22nd, and you know what that means. Somewhere out there, all across the world, people right now are reading Allegiant. Alright, I'm going to try to keep this short, as I'm sure a lot of us already have some serious reading planned. But in addition to today being exciting because it's arguably the biggest publishing release of the year, it's also kind of sad because after it's over, one of our favorite series is over. So what I want to talk about today are some recommendations for what to read after you finish Allegiant. Alright, first up we have Legend by Marie Lu. This book has a lot of the same elements as the Divergent Trilogy. There's a kick-butt female lead, a dystopian society, and a lot of political elements that work into the series. Legend is the first book in a trilogy, and the third and final book, Champion, actually comes out in just a couple of weeks. Next up, we have Rampant by Diana Peterfront. Yes, this is the one about the killer unicorns. The main character, Astrid, has to train to fight the rather unexpected menace of, well, killer unicorns. It's a nice mix of mythology and an awesome heroine, and of course it's Diana Peterfront, so you know the writing's going to be amazing. Then we have The Testing by Joelle I cannot pronounce her name, but I really enjoyed this book so much that I'm putting off reading book 2 because I don't want this series to be over, and there's still a while to go before book 3 comes out. I've seen this book more often compared to The Hunger Games than to Divergent, but there's a lot of similar writing and a very similar feel to both series. So if you're looking for a dystopian society with some interesting rules thrown in, plus some pretty epic challenges for the YA characters, then I'd give this one a go. Alright, I got sleepy last night. I couldn't form a coherent sentence to save my life, so I went to bed, got changed, and now I'm back. So let's jump back in. If you're looking for something a little steamier, then I wholeheartedly recommend Poison Princess by Kresley Cole. We're not talking steamy like new adult steamy, but this book will definitely get you swooning. The story mostly takes place after the world comes to a fiery end that kills most of the population, but it's actually a fantasy story. The main character, Evie, thinks she's gone crazy, but it turns out she and others are actually incarnations of tarot cards. It's so good, I love it, highly recommended. So my final recommendation is The Shifter by Janice Hardy. This book is a full-on fantasy story set in a different world from our own, and the main character is essentially a healer, but it shares a lot of similar qualities with Divergent. Over the course of this trilogy, we get to see a lot of the elements that made their world into what it is when the story begins. The main character is kick-butt and willing to do anything to protect her sister, plus there's a lot of political elements that play into the main character's story. Hopefully at least one of my recommendations will help fill the hole in your heart after you finish Allegiant. I'm off to go pace in front of my house until the UPS truck shows up with my copy of the book.